Hey guys, welcome back. If you're new here, my hair doesn't normally look like this. I have a mohawk thing going on. Today we're doing something special, so I decided to get a little fancy. And what I'm going to be doing today is recreating something from one of my all-time favorite artists, and that is Jacquelin DeLeon. She paints these adorably cute witches, and I've actually recreated one of her drawings in the past. I will link it up here. But last time I didn't have a witch's hat, and now I do! I'm so happy. I have a little witch's hat. And I don't even care that it's not Halloween yet. This is just like casual witchy vibes, okay? Witches are an all year round thing. It's not just for Halloween. So there you go. I do know that my hair looks kind of weird, but I tried it on with a hat and I can make it look really cute. So just bear with me a little bit until I get to the part where I put my hat on, and that's at the very end. And today, another thing I'm going to be doing is testing out some more products that I got at BeautyCon. I know that I tested a few in my Orb of Light tutorial, which I'm going to link up here. I only tested a few things that I got from BeautyCon day 1 that day, so now I'm going to test out some other things that I got. If you're new here, today's a good day to join us. I steam my background for the first time. I got a new hot foot adapter for my camera because this old one, this is what my camera sits on, and this one was just not cutting it. So I got a new one. Everything's great technically. Background's okay. I mean, I know it's not the best in the world, but listen, you're here for the makeup, not for the background, okay? Camera's sturdy, it's in place. Now that that's all done, it's time to hit subscribe, because, I don't know, give me one reason not to. Just one. I'll wait. Okay, maybe don't. Just forget I said anything. If you're not new here, you may be noticing that my skin is a little shittier than usual. And if you follow me on Instagram, you might have seen that I got an allergic reaction recently. I went to San Diego Comic-Con, and while I was there, my entire face just broke out. Like, now it's not bumpy anymore, but you can still see the marks. And my entire face just broke out here. Here is still pretty bad. So it's just a little, not great. Okay, so I'm gonna shut up now so I can get started. I tried to incorporate as many new products as I could. I'm not gonna try a new foundation just because my skin is the way it is, so I'm gonna use something that I already know, but I will try a new primer, and this is the JCat H2O Fresh Dewy Base Primer. Is it called Base Primer, or is that just two different languages? I don't know, because on the back it has whatever. Whenever you have breakouts, the hard part is that you want to dry out. Whoa. This is like, do you know the Tatcha water cream where like you start rubbing it in and it just like kind of breaks down and feels like you're putting water on your face? This is what that feels like. This is amazing. Okay, what I was gonna say is that when you're breaking out, you want to dry out the pimples and stuff, obviously, but you don't want the skin to get like dry and crusty, which is super gross. So you still want to moisturize. So it's like finding the right balance between moisture and oil control is sometimes hard. That's why I like to go pretty intense with the moisturizer and then just spot treat my spots. That way you get kind of best of both worlds. This feels like my skin kind of just soaked it right up. I'm gonna apply a little bit more here just because I'm a little drier here from the breakouts. Yeah, this feels kind of like the Tatcha water cream. It does have a slight scent to it, but it's really nice. Like, I actually really like the smell. You might be able to tell that I got a bit of a tan recently, and that's all because of San Diego Comic-Con. And then on Tuesday this week, I spent the entire day at the pool at my friend's house, so why am I saying this? Why can't I stop talking? Because my foundation is going to be a little bit darker than usual. I'm going in with the Wet n Wild Mega Cushion Foundation in Nude Beige. And I really love this foundation because it has, I'd say, medium coverage. Definitely not heavy, but it's got a very dewy skin-like finish. And when you're having problems with your skin, the last thing you need is dry foundation that just clings to everything. So I definitely want something that's more dewy, and if I want to mattify, I can just use a powder after. I was gonna try the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop foundation today, again, give it another go, but because my skin is like this, I can't, otherwise it'll just stick in all the wrong places, and that won't be fun for anyone. But yeah, it's really interesting. I do have to try that foundation again. I've gotten a lot of people saying that they like it or they've seen people who like it and had completely different results from mine. So I have to try it again, but I think with a different primer. The primer might have been the culprit. See, this foundation has good coverage. You can obviously still see the imperfections, but it still looks like skin. Like, it's got a good sheen to it. I very much like this foundation. And then for concealer, I'm just going in with my NYX HD concealer in number 4. Just so I can spot conceal. I'm just gonna blend this out with my fingers. When I do have a lot of spots and a lot of problem areas, I prefer using my fingers because I just feel that it applies better. The heat of your finger just kind of blends all the products together and it doesn't let anything cling to any spots. You can also use a beauty blender. I try to avoid brushes when my skin is really problematic, even though I love brushes and they're always my go-to, but if my skin is particularly bad and breaking out and it has dry patches, then I will avoid using a brush because the brush will just keep dragging on that area. So just tapping it lightly won't really move any of the dry skin. If it's like a little bit flaky or whatever, it'll just kind of help everything to blend together nicely. Also gonna use that concealer my under eye. For that, you can use a brush or a beauty blender or whatever. So put it down. Whoa, that was a lot. Another thing that gets dirty real easy is this palette by Becca, the Be a Light palette. I mean, the packaging is gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. But see how all my fingerprints are on here? I just touch it and look at that. Look at that. And this is a face palette. One of the powders says brighten powder, use all over face to brighten and boost radiance, and then the other says blur powder, use all over the face to blur imperfections and even complexion. I might go in with this like under the eyes for brightening and then this for the rest. I can tell that this powder's a little bit darker, but I imagine the pigmentation isn't that strong because it is supposed to cover light to medium complexions. We'll see. I'm just going to take a small brush and dip it into this. I haven't tried this palette out yet, so this will be very much a first impression. Okay, this powder, I'm using the lightest one and it seems like it's darkening my under eye. So I'm guessing fair people can't really use this palette, but it does seem like a very silky, soft powder. Kind of scared to try the darker powder. I'll start with it around the perimeter of my face, kind of like where I would contour to see what happens. Because it does seem like it would be a little dark for me. Now, you know what? I'm gonna use it on my forehead. It says it's blurring, and it really is. I mean, it seems like it's kind of putting a filter on my skin. Like, my skin is looking noticeably less shitty. But yeah, this is definitely not a palette for fair skinned people. And I don't know if they offer it in fair. At BeautyCon, they only gave us the option of light to medium or medium to dark. Now I'm going to go in with the lighter color and just powder here and my chin. I like that it doesn't give a super powdered effect. Like, my skin definitely has some glow to it. I think it looks really good on camera. Wow, my hair is looking crazy. But yeah, I pinned it up to make it look like I have a short little bob. So it's just for pictures. It's fine. Now I'm gonna go in with the bronzer on this same brush, because why not? I am going to apply this bronzer where I normally would. I might be a little bit more exaggerated with it than normal. Seems really pretty. I don't know how buildable it is, but it feels like a very light bronzer. I'm also going to apply it just directly on my nose because my nose is going to be very, very rosy. I think I quite like this. Okay, now that that's done, I'm going to prime my eyes with the J-Cat All About That base. Not that this look needs much eyeshadow priming because most of the shadow isn't even on the eyelid anyway. It's like around here. But let's do it. I'm just going to use my concealer brush. This kind of feels like concealer, like it's just straight up concealer. I don't know if there is any difference between this and a concealer. It doesn't feel like a normal eyeshadow base. It just feels like a concealer in a tube. But I don't know, I could be wrong. You only need a tiny bit. I definitely want to set this. I'm just gonna use some regular powder that I use my day-to-day. And this is slightly darker than the base, so I don't want my eyelids to be super pale. This is my normal powder color. Next up is eyebrows, and I've got these little palettes from JCat. This is the Extreme Access Walk of Stardom palette, and it's got a really dark cool toned brown, so I'm gonna use that for my eyebrows. Her characters always have really thick bushy eyebrows, so we're gonna do that today. And if you look here, it's more of a straight brow than what I usually do, but it's okay because I love her. So whatever she says goes. And yes, I always use eyeshadow to do my brows. It's just personal preference. Used to use pomades and gels, but I always go back to eyeshadows. I just prefer it. I don't know why. And it's kind of thicker than mine is, so I'm gonna thicken this baby up. And now here I am eating my own goddamn words because this eyeshadow isn't pigmented enough to do the tail end, so I'm gonna go in with a brow gel, and this is the NYX brow gel in the color Espresso. Today we need some reinforcements. There we go. Also off camera while I was filling in this one, I also went and made this part a little bit thicker, so just below my brow like that. So I cleaned up my brows with a little bit of concealer. Now I'm gonna go in with the Milk Kush Brow in the color Grind, which is the darkest color, and I'm going to use that to really get a fluffy brow effect here at the start. Ooh, I'm kind of using it to draw in little strokes at the front because it got on my skin and I just kind of drew little strokes with it. She always draws the little fluffy strokes at the start. That's why I'm doing this. I wouldn't normally. Got really thick brows. I'm like... Now, I've got these three palettes, and they all kind of have red, rosy tones in them. So I'm gonna start with the Red Carpet palette. I'm gonna start with this color, and from what I could tell, these shadows aren't super pigmented. This will be like my transition color of sorts. Pigmentation is not really there. I am loading my brush with a shadow. Right, so the eyeshadow is going to become the blush, kind of. That's the situation we're going for. So I'm just going to start bringing it down here. I actually do really like this color for doing this, though. It's kind of spot on. I'm gonna kind of bring it into my crease as well. Get that a little bit warmed up, and then just very small circular motions. In this drawing, the color seems to be really concentrated, like on the cheekbone, so I'm not gonna bring it down too much past the cheekbone. And this is a style of makeup that I personally love, and I think it just reminds me of like editorial makeup from when I first got into makeup. I'd see a lot of this in like magazines and stuff and runways. Not gonna bring it up too much, just I always do like to bring it kind of on the temple a little bit, but just patting on the pigment where I want to concentrate it. And I guess you can build up the pigment with this eyeshadow. May have spoken too soon, but it's not crazy pigmented from the get-go. It's definitely like very soft and you can work your way up, I guess. Which is nice. I mean, it's very good to get a super nice and even fade with eyeshadows like this that aren't like super crazy pigmented. You can definitely blend them out much easier. You know what? I actually really like this color. It might not seem like it, but it is quite unique because it's kind of like a burnt peach, which you don't really see often. It usually tends more towards either red or orange, and this is kind of like right in the middle. This is perfect for this kind of look. So I'm very happy that I decided to use these little palettes today. I'm also going to take that on my nose, just on my entire nose, taking that on the nostrils as well. It's literally just the entire nose. I'm also going to take it around the lips, like on the corners and just around the lips. I guess we can make the chin a little bit rosy. Okay, I did a little bit of contouring right there. Just made it a little bit stronger on the sides of my nose. I'm also going to take a slightly flatter fluffy brush just so I can do the little like line here to make it kind of like a little button nose. So I take that line and blend it upwards so that I have this little circle on the end of my nose. That makes it look a little bit more button-like, which is polar opposite of my nose. I'm actually going to take this palest shade here. I'm just going to put that on the tip of my nose as like a little highlight. That's a lot paler than I thought it would be. Put that on the bridge as well. Wow, I got like a little Santa's elf nose now. I'm gonna take that back a little bit. Okay, next up, I'm actually gonna make the cheeks more intense, and I'm gonna go in with this color here from the Pops of Paparazzi palette, and just back with that same fluffy brush, and this is just slightly more red tone. I just want to use it to intensify this area right here. Ooh, that's actually a little bit darker, but also kind of spot on for what I wanted, because it matches the illustration really well. I'm gonna go in with that sort of flat brush so I can add it just to the outer corner of my eye. And then the bottom lash a little bit. Look like I got punched in the face by the sun. It's great. It's great. It's gonna work out. I do really enjoy doing looks like this that to me are really like pretty and whimsical, and I would wear out like normally in a heartbeat, but that are like really extreme at the same time. But I just love feeling like a drawing. Like, I don't know. Oh, I'm also taking that color under my nose and then corners and also the edges, because why not? Okay, in the illustration she also has a very bright inner corner, so I'm gonna go in with the Walk of Stardom palette, and I'm gonna go in with this shimmery shade just right in there. Ooh, that is very bright and shimmery. It's like a shimmery pink. Oh no, I forgot I was gonna use another eyeshadow for this. I just remembered I got these Almay shadows. Yeah, let's stack them. Why not? I was gonna use this one for the inner corner. Should I stack them? I'm gonna stack them, because why wouldn't I? I can't get it out. I'm gonna end up destroying this whole goddamn thing, or destroying my nail, which is most likely thing that's gonna happen. Guys, did you notice I painted my nails just for this video? Can you believe it? Seriously, I'm a little proud of myself. A little bit. God damn it, I'm having to go in with tools. Ah, got it out, and it's sealed. That's why I couldn't just like open it from within the thing. Ugh. Worst idea ever. This is the Fairy Tale quad, and I guess you can either swirl them all together or use them all individually. I'm gonna try them out. They all seem very chalky, like they just have like a white cast, but in the spirit of trying things, I'm gonna go in with the yellow one and stack it on this. Since this was pink, I'm gonna stack a yellow on top of it. Don't know if that did much. And I might run that ever so lightly. Alright. Don't like that you can kind of see the concealer under my brows. I kind of hate that look. So I'm just going to go in and blend this a little bit. Now for eyeliner, I've got the Ardell Fame Chaser. She always draws on some pretty intense liner, which I'm not used to wearing, and I'm not used to using a felt tip. So I hope I don't mess literally everything up. I don't know how I feel about a felt tip. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I used to use them all the time, and now I just don't. I prefer the brush tip applicator ones. Trying to get the line as thin as possible at the start. See, that's the thing with felt tip. I think it just creates those little wrinkles. You know what? I'm not a huge fan of this. I really don't want to mess up my eyeliner. So I'm going to go in with the NYX Epic Ink Liner. This is just personal preference. I'm not saying that the Ardell one is bad. I just don't like felt tip liners. I'm trying out a shape that's straighter than what I'd normally do, but I'm also going to connect that ever so slightly to my bottom lash. Now for the other eye. Yes, I do crazy complicated face paints and all that, but I can't match my eyeliner. No one can. Trust me. Can't believe I did it. Yeah, I'm actually pretty happy with these wings, which I'm usually not. I usually hate the wings that I do. So, not bad, not bad. Then I wanted to try something a little unorthodox. I don't know, because you can't really see the line in her waterline. I'm not a huge fan of lining with black, so I was going to try to go with brown. If I hate it, I'll switch to black. That's fine. This is the Ardell Wanna Get Lucky. Wow. They went for it, huh? This is the brown one. I thought the brown could look cool because it's kind of like halfway between black and red, which is on my cheeks. Thought it could be more natural a little bit, even though this is like looking really dark. My eyes are looking super sharp. So I just added the little dots with the Epic Ink Liner. Now moving on to lashes, I'm going to be trying out the Flower Beauty Lash Warrior Mascara. And I've actually used this once, but I was doing my makeup in the car, and applying mascara in the car is the worst. So I didn't get a good feel of the mascara, so I'm going to try it out. One thing that I did really like was the shape of the wand, and it's curved almost in like an S shape. And it really helps to get like in the little corners. I'm really curious to try out the rest of the Flower Beauty products. If you've never heard of them, they are Drew Barrymore's new makeup line. Yes, Drew Barrymore has a makeup line now. And it's sold, I believe, in Walmart. I don't know if it's exclusively at Walmart. If it is, that kind of sucks because I don't shop at Walmart for political reasons. I think they are a shitty company. Yeah, this wand, it's like a plastic wand, so it's very pointy. I can definitely feel it kind of poking at me, which isn't the most comfortable thing, but I think it also, because the little hairs or whatever you want to call it are really rigid, it really helps to comb through the lashes really well. And because of the shape of the wand, it just fits on your eye really well. If you do have super sensitive eyes, the wand might hurt you a little bit, which is kind of shitty, but it seems to be very volumizing. So it's kind of straightening out my bottom lashes, which isn't a bad thing. Interesting. I like to do fake eyelashes last because to me they're really uncomfortable. So I'm going to do my lips, I'm going to move on to the body, and then I'll come back to the eyes after. So for lips, I'm going in with the ColourPop Ultra Matte Lipstick in the color Friday, and it's just a matte black. She usually does the lips in a very specific shape, so I'm going to try to mimic that. It's basically no Cupid's bow and bigger in the center. I'm going to use a lip brush to make it easier. This is really hard because it's black, so if you mess up, it's ugh. I really like this black lipstick, but the blackest lipstick I've ever used is the Black Moon Cosmetics one. And I don't own it, but I've used it on a job before, and it's really dark. Not gonna lie, I really love this lip shape. I added the little corners, I kind of extended them a little bit, and it just gives a more pouty look. Oh, it's really weird smiling with this top lip. Ah! See how matte this is though? It's like pure black. It's awesome. Kind of thinking I should go in with the black liner instead of the brown. Because of the black lips, I think the eyes need to be really bold. So I'm gonna go in with the Ardell Wanna Get Lucky pencil, but this time in black. This is definitely super intense, really pigmented. Oh, that's weird. It's like flaking off. I think it probably doesn't layer well. So I guess it kind of creates like a coating that dries. Yeah, hopefully this has really good staying power. Okay, I think that's a little bit better. Now moving on to the body. So to the body, I'm going to apply something that I didn't apply to the face, but I think it's going to give a nice touch. And this is the JCat Aura Glow Liquid Highlighter. Now this is a very dark bronzy color, and I'm going to concentrate it on my shoulders just to give a nice bronzy effect. So I'm only going to apply a little bit. Ugh. Oh my god, that was one tiny little drop. What have I done? Oh my god. Okay, I'm just gonna rub it in. Wow. This is probably gorgeous on darker skin. It's giving me kind of sunburnt vibes, but also a nice glow at the same time, which I guess is what I wanted, really. But yeah, like I can't put that here, otherwise it's just gonna be like a really dark blob, I guess. I'm using the rest that's on my hand, just to warm this up a little bit. Just one drop. I think this probably pairs up really well with like fake tanner and stuff, because this looks like I've got more of a tan than I did. Like you can definitely see my tan lines now. So this is probably really good to like bring out a tan that you've got. Kind of want to like cover up my tan lines now because you can really notice them. Let me see what happens when I put it on my tan line. Let me just experiment real quick. Can this cover them up? Oh, kinda. I mean, just looks red. It just looks sunburnt now. Yeah, see, on the white skin, it just makes me look red, but on my tan skin, it looks like a beautiful, like, healthy tan. Since I did that on one side, I have to do it on the other, just to even things out. Now, I wish these pans were a little bigger so that I could fit a brush in there. I'm gonna try to use this paddle brush just because I can cover more area with it. But I'm going back in with that eyeshadow, the first one I used, kind of dipping my brush in there, and then I don't know if that's strong enough. I might just go in with a second color. So from that second palette, I'm gonna dip into this color. Oh yeah, that's more effective. That seems red enough, right? Oh boy. Doing this with my left hand. I feel like I need a little bit on my chin. It's feeling a little bare. A little bear. Wow. Yeah, because that's the noise that bears make. Well, little ones do. Now for the tattoos. For something like this, like tattoos, I would typically use face paint, but since this is already here, I'm going to go in with the Epic ink liner. So there's a little heart here. I'm going to have to draw this facing myself, otherwise I won't be able to, but I'm going to draw a heart here upside down because it's like a little butt. I'm going to draw 2 lines. There's a little X right here. Oh. And then we move down. So I just added this to my ring finger, and I'm gonna start with a moon. So I'm just following my reference. And the hardest part about this makeup has been keeping this on my desk without getting it dirty. It looks like a bomb exploded on my desk every time I do makeup, so it's a miracle I haven't completely ruined this yet. But hey, who knows? The night is young. Ignore the ugly background back here. You're not supposed to be looking this low, okay? Usually keep you up here, but I gotta show you my shoulders this time, so. Kind of doing this blindly. Oh, sorry, you guys can't see either. I'm not worrying about being too precise with it because her tattoos always look super like sketched on. Now for some flowers. Oh, that background is really bothering me. Please ignore it. Oh yeah, also, I did a temporary tattoo on myself the other day using some jagua. And if you don't know what jagua is, in Portuguese it's called genipapo. And it's what the indigenous people use to paint themselves. And it's this black ink that stains the skin kind of like henna. And yeah, I did a temporary tattoo on myself using that the other day, and I filmed it, and I'm gonna have it up on my IGTV soon. I think that'll be my first IGTV video. Oh my god, I'm like trying to draw on my back. Why am I like this? I'm just drawing random shapes at this point that roughly look like petals. I can't really control my strokes back here. I mean, I think this is good enough, right? Oh, hers is a lot bigger. It goes like down to her actual arm, but you know what? The photo's gonna be cropped in pretty tight, so it is what it is. But I am gonna draw on my forearm. That's gonna be tough. I think this is running low. I'm just drawing some lines. A good thing to do usually when stuff like this is drying out is to dip the tip in water. Whoa, I just knocked everything down. I'm just grabbing a little bit of water and just dipping that in there, and that usually stimulates the ink flow. So even if it waters it down a little bit, oh, that watered it down a lot. That usually works for like felt tip ones when they're starting to dry out. Now it's some more flowers. And she has some on her elbow. I'm not doing that because the picture's just not going to show it. So I'm just kind of keeping it to where I will see it. Just doing kind of stuff like that. It's just random shapes that look organic and look like petals and stuff. And she also has some like little dots. I'm going to use the Ardell one for that. Whoa! Big dot. Just doing random little dots here and there. You know what? This ink seems to be running out. I'm gonna try using the Ardell one to draw the rest of the tattoo. Oh yeah, that seems to be working real good. Just going over some of these. Wow, this one's really great for doing dots actually. Alright, that's all done. All I've got left are my lashes. So I'm going to grab a pair real quick and I'll come back. I've had these for a while now. I think I got them at Gen Beauty. I don't remember which one. And I still haven't tried them. So let's do that. These are the Eyelure Vegas nail lashes. And I think the style is Easy Elegance. Oh wow, these are really pretty. These are really, really pretty. They're like really fluffy. They look kind of just like lash extensions. I don't know, they just look really natural. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. I really like them. I love how thin the band is because it's not a nylon thread, but it's just as thin as a nylon thread. Really dope. For my bottom lashes, I'm going to be using a pair from Daiso. And if you've never heard of Daiso, it's essentially a Japanese 99-cent store, but everything's $1.50. So but they look like this. I'm trying not to drop them. They look like that. The outer corner has the thicker lashes. So I'm gonna pop these on and then I'll be done. See, I told you it would look cute with a hat. It all made sense in the end. Hats are made for hiding bad hair. You can just pull out some little strands and it looks like I actually have hair, like on my entire head, even when I don't. So yeah, this is it. This is the look. This is like the cutest I've ever felt. This might become my new look now. I'm gonna link you guys to Jacquelin's work. Her stuff is amazing. This look was initially inspired by this witch, which is the candle making witch, and I love her and I have this print and I'm so sad I didn't buy the original. So I wanted to do her, but she doesn't really have a lot of tattoos, just a few. And so I did her instead. And I think it might be like variations of the same character or something because they have the same hair. Yeah, I hope you guys like this. Thank you so much for tuning in. As you know, I love doing art recreations. So if you have an artist that you love and you'd love to see me recreate their work, just link them down below so I can check them out. Wait, I want you guys to see the little tip of my witch hat. It's actually a witch hat. It's not like this, it just looks like a normal hat, but it's not. It's a little witch hat. And I'm so happy about it. I finally have a little witch hat. Ugh, so happy. So okay, I'm gonna stop rambling. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!